Running a little bit late, just a little bit, just a few minutes. I'm usually more on top of stuff than that. That might be like the longest I've been behind, but still gonna do this thing. Still gonna do this hangout. Say what's up to everybody in the chat. Get on, look at some of these funny stories that come out about these space agencies and shenanigans that they got going on. What's up, Paige? Be down. Blizzat, what up? Travis Webb, what's going on? No the Great, CZO S, what's happening? Conan, how's it going? All right, what's up, Jay? The one son of God. All right, all right. True Sense FE, what's good? What's good? All right, Andre Design, love me right. What's going on? Amanda Coy, how are you? How are you? Patty from Buffalo, what's up with you? All right, hold on, let me see. Pot, Paradoxine oxide, get out of here. What? What's going on? See, you messing with me. Al Money, what's going on? Yeshua is Messiah. Shalom. Ron Hagberg in the house. What's going on? Dennis L. What's going on? What's up with you? Let me see. Says watch that Aquaman movie. A lot of symbolism. I saw it. I was looking more for the entertainment value of it though, so I kind of messed that up. I get you a wrench. Love me right. I got you. Richard Lopez. What's going on, man? Michael S. What's good? Omni Watts. What's good? Kimmy Shimmy. I didn't miss you. Shogun to Don. All right. Who's the master? Yeah. All right. Say good night. Hope all is well. Yeah, everything's cool. Okay. Okay. All right. How long was that? That was about 2 minutes of intros and saying what's up. What's up, Jacob? I see you, man. All right. All right. Let me turn this thing down. Well, folks, I guess I'm going to be hanging out on solo this evening, and that's all right. Um, I wanted to go live on Facebook earlier because I haven't done a live not stream. Well, I don't know. I haven't went live on Facebook in a while. I just wanted to go back on there and talk to them very briefly about this whole flat plane and one of the you know dead giveaways. And it's just stuff right there. Yeah, Cindy Pritchard says next year our atmosphere will reach Mars. Right. Oh man. All right, Rich. I'm gonna have a chat with you about that, man, at some point. But yeah, just having a little bit of fun out here. Go over some of this stuff. One thing I wanted to talk to these folks about, and I even brought no, you're not too late, Aldrea Smith. What's going on? All right. One thing I wanted to chat with these folks about was the whole idea of space being fake, and I even got a prop for that. All right, the whole idea about um, there being this globe Earth out here in the vastness of space, existing next to a vacuum. It's ridiculous, and you all have heard me talk about this. So I'm just gonna kind of shadow box this thing for a little bit. I had my get my little board out, so I can work on this. I might have to go live on Facebook and do this thing tomorrow. But no, I'm not even gonna draw it out. Not even gonna draw it out. Earth's not a ball though. It's not a globe. The idea of space, a whole Earth enclosed system existing next to a vacuum. That's gonna be one of these things that I'm gonna have to um, and while I'm doing activism, talk to them about that. Just ask them real quick. If space is indeed a vacuum, and I asked somebody that earlier today. He's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, oh, really? Just had to hit him with that whole. All right, at what other point can you give me an example of an enclosed system existing next to the most awesome expanding vacuum without a physical barrier? And the example I was going to use was this compressed air. The whole idea of the second law of thermodynamics is the law of entropy. How nature seeks to regulate itself. You know, if you like the whole idea of hot goes to cold. You know, you start a fire, you leave the embers overnight, go to bed, wake up, and you got, you know, little smoldering coals, but it's a lot cooler than it was the night before. As the day progresses, I mean, you know, it's not going to burn forever. Things seek to regulate, and air does the same thing. Actually, like both mediums, unless there's another medium that you can think of. There's you know, the liquid medium. You know, if you, I mean, what there was a saying for when what I had heard from this gentleman back when I was doing involved in this network marketing business, and what he said was, in order to assess the level of your importance, imagine putting your fist into a bucket of water, and as soon as you pull your fist out, that space that your fist took up, it's going to be filled in. So, you know, don't take yourself too seriously. Don't look at yourself as being too important. Was the lesson behind that. Um, but there's also so there's that aspect of, okay, so there was that space in the water, and as soon as you pull your fist out, that water takes up that space. It's like the saying that nature abhors a vacuum. So how is it that nature abhors a vacuum, and yet the globe Earth that we all live on exists next to a vacuum? And the example I was going to use is like, you know, compressed air. Like the way that this is, it's like this air is pressurized, and as soon as I spray that, the air rushes out into the, you know, into the atmosphere, wherever this air is, and it's compressed in here. Okay, once it escapes here from this physical barrier, then the air regulates itself, and the same thing would happen, kind of in reverse. You know, the vacuum would suck the atmosphere out from underneath us, and we'd be freaking done. So I don't know. I'll have to go into that, chatting with folks on the streets, doing a little activism. I'm looking at going back out to do some activism, probably Sunday, depending on the weather. And let me check that right now. Checking it live. All right. So what it's looking like Sunday says we're 66 degrees, 10% chance of rain. So I might be out doing some activism on Sunday. Might end up going back to the beach. I might be at the waterfront. There's no telling. I'm kind of spontaneous. I mean, I don't always go live when I'm out, you know, chatting with people. I was actually at the waterfront yesterday after work. Went there right after work and just parked. Ended up talking to a couple people. You know, went down to the beach, and there was this one girl. She was like, "Oh, hey, it's you. I was wondering whose van that was. That's awesome. I believe in all stuff." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." You know. Uh, so like going to the same places, it's starting to you know, kind of pick up the activity of there being people at these spots that recognize my van or recognize me, and you know, you know, I went to the waterfront, and there was an older gentleman there, and you know, he pulls up in next to me, looks over in the van, gives me the nod. Like, you know, we had a little chat actually when I was doing activism the other day, and you know, it's just one of those things. Here, let me handle this one thing on one aspect of this hangout. Let me go ahead and put this thing on this, you know, slow the chat down a little bit, because you know, trolls are descending. Slow mode. Let me see, every 15 seconds, and save. There we go. All right, I see Nathan Oakley's in the house. What's up, man? Mind of Manny, what's going on? Nathan Oakley's out here destroying the globe believers in debates on a regular basis. Tune in to the Flat Earth Debate on Nathan Oakley 1980 on his channel if you want to see regular shredding of globe believers. I mean, he just puts them on blast, just makes them look all kinds of silly. It's awesome how he does those guys. But yeah, just wanted to say what's up. Flat Assassin, what's going on? CID, what's up with you? Christian Springer. And they hate him for it. Yeah, they do. Let me see now. So yeah, probably going to be doing some activism on Sunday. That's been my thing lately. And you know, now it's starting to warm up. I'll probably just be out out and about a little bit more, just chatting with people. I got some new things added to my iPad for the whole activism situation. My man Ted, he's probably going to be back out there with me. I got a couple messages from this other guy. He'll probably be joining us. So, as we continue, there'll probably be like a large group of us having to, meet up and do these, activism parties out for a few people. And, we'll probably just go hang out, get something to eat afterwards, do a few hours out on the beach or at the waterfront or whatever. It's a good time. So yeah, I'm just encouraging that. That's what I feel is kind of the next phase. I feel like I've done, I won't say enough. Well, okay, maybe I have done enough. I got enough of my own personal stuff. Let me see. All right, hold on. Let me see. I got enough of my own personal observations, my own experiments and things that I was able to put my stuff on a banner and take that out. And I guess that kind of gives me an advantage at this point, or it makes me more comfortable at this point being out talking to people, because I can say, well, I did that and I did this and I went here and I saw that. And when me and my friend took that laser out, it's like it's personal for me because I've gone out and done this stuff. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to chat with these folks and refer to the pictures that I have on my customized banner. So that's good stuff. Makes things a lot easier. Says let me see. Patty says Vegan Warrior Russian bids were on it the other night. You got to get involved on what? I got to get involved in what? Wait, okay, I must have missed something. All right. Oh, all right. Period oxide. I'll make you a free instrumental rap beat. Okay, yeah. Do that. I'm trying to work on some stuff. Brian Sharkey, what's going on, man? I see you. Yeah, we'll be getting together to chat for here real soon. Hey, Kim the goddess in the house. Frankie B, what's up, man? So yeah, this week in the news, let me see. There was a situation that came up. I want to talk about this very briefly, not too much. Just going over a couple of stories. There was another one I was meaning to do a full out video on. That didn't happen. So this is from The Guardian, and the story is that NASA cancels an all-female spacewalk, citing lack of suit in woman's size. Let's come back to that in a little bit. Okay, so we got the ladies working on these, trying to put on these suits, but the suits are too big because they made them for these guys. NASA's plans for an all-female spacewalk have fallen through, at least in part because the agency doesn't have enough spacesuits that fit the astronauts. Early this month, NASA announced that Christina Koch and Anne McClain would take part in the first of its kind mission on 29 March. That should have been today, walking outside the International Space Station ISS to install new batteries in the past, or install new batteries. So look, what they were doing here, they were just going to go on a spacewalk to change the batteries out. That's $56 million a day to change batteries out. That's what these folks are getting paid for, while they're going to hop out of the ISS at 17,000 miles per hour up there. Okay. In the past, missions have been all male or male-female, co-ed missions. But in a press release on Monday, NASA said its plans had changed in part due to a shortage of outerwear. McClain had learned during her first spacewalk that a medium-sized hard upper torso, essentially the shirt of the spacesuit, fits her best. Only one such top can be made by Friday, the agency said, and it will go to Koch. Okay, let me relax here for a minute. Now, is it too much to ask that if they're receiving so much money on a regular basis that they can't make some extra suits for their female crew as if they had. I mean, here there are people who do logistics, who are in charge of having equipment on hand just in case something like this comes up. Um, Being that I'm a logistician myself, some prior planning on someone's part definitely fell through, because if we have females going up onto the ISS, for God's sake, why would they not have suits for the female astronauts going onto the ISS? I mean, you would like to think that at least they would have them. The suits would be custom fitted for each astronaut. There should be a suit for each astronaut, custom fitted, as they're going onto the ISS. If this were actually a real thing, I don't think that $56 million um, is just not enough to make that happen. You know what I mean? I mean, this isn't like a fashion show. This is supposed to be the bravest, smartest, boldest, most physically fit people, most qualified people, and they're attached to this multi-billion-dollar organization, and they're going out into the absolute most dangerous uh, environment imaginable, with the extreme heats, extreme. Happens every time, and we're back. Okay, might happen again. We'll see what happens. No, no, I didn't kill the net. We're fine. Let me get back over here. This always happens when I get onto these stories. So I mean, you would like to think that the that NASA would have the proper supplies to take care of a mission like this, and obviously the internet's going to flip out. I mean, just this week they pulled in, I don't know, good, what? Let me see, good $224 million or so around there, so something like that. You know what I'm saying? 230 million ish. 330 million, for crying out loud. There's no telling it. I mean, come on now. There's been plenty of money dumped into NASA just this week from the taxpayers, and they can't even send people to space with enough suits. So that's just ridiculous. Um, when McLean took part in a spacewalk last week, she became the 13th woman, 13, 13th woman to do so. NASA says Koch will be the 14th. McLean is now tentatively scheduled. So they had women in the past do these things. What happened to their suits? Do they get to take them home as a souvenir or something like that? Like what's going on here? Let me see. Looking in the chat. Yeah, don't block three hots in a cot. He's okay. McLean is sharing both ISS missions with men. Okay. I'm just gonna get out of here for a little bit. But jeez. It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous what we have going on here. So yeah, got cut off there again. So these are the issues that we're looking at. I mean, just looking at it from a logistical perspective, there should have been suits for everyone on the ISS. If there are 12 different people going onto the ISS, why exactly would they leave Earth without a custom fitted suit in order to conduct spacewalks in the event that they were actually going to have to leave the ISS, change out the batteries? Why would that not happen? That's a question. Two, the way that these suits are set up, another thing that doesn't make sense about these things is that the way that they test the suits is in a pool underwater, and the way that water works if I understand correctly, it kind of works the opposite of a vacuum. Because, I mean, they are out in the vacuum space, are they not? Well, no, actually, they're still within the Earth's atmosphere when they're in low Earth orbit in the ISS, some way or another. But the way that they test the spacesuits is that they train in a pool, and the pressure from the water is pushing the suits inward. That's counter to the way that it would work out in space, as it's been demonstrated multiple times where, there's been um, times where people would load videos on YouTube, and they would have like a rubber glove or something like that, and it would be inside a vacuum, and the glove would expand, the suit would expand, because it's in a vacuum. It's being pulled from every direction. That's what a vacuum does when someone's inside the thing. So it's backwards the way that they do this thing, but it keeps people so busy in society that they don't even take the time to think about this stuff. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, they definitely should have had an extra suit. So that shouldn't have been a problem. That shouldn't have even been a headline. It's like they're in damage control, and they have to keep pumping out the space propaganda to keep the lie going. And that's where we are right now in society. Yeah, cancel that one. Move on. What's going on in the chat? Yeah, let me see. There was, if I can think about it, there was another thing that I wanted to talk about. I'll probably come back to that if I see it in the chat or something like this. We'll see. Okay. All right. Gonna share my screen again. Want to talk about this other situation here. Presenting to everyone. And now, what's hot on the streets? And this isn't even a story. This is just a video. Or is it? No, no. There's a story here. So what we have here. Mike Pence, the vice president. Yo! All right, Vegan Warrior. I see you in the chat, man. Said he's still working Friday nights. Ah, shoot, man. That sucks. That sucks, man. All right, I'll try to hold it down, bro. Appreciate you showing up, dude. Yeah. So Americans will return to the moon by 2024, with or without NASA. Pence says. So the vice president was out doing a speech somewhere, and he pretty much put NASA on Front Street. So let's talk about this. Vice President Mike Pence on Tuesday called on NASA to step its game up and land astronauts on the moon within 5 years, by any means necessary. Okay, let me see. NASA, it is the stated policy of the administration and the United States of America to return astronauts to the moon within the next 5 years, says VP Pence during today's National Space Council meeting. That was on the 26th when that happened. It's time to redouble our effort, Pence said during a meeting of the National Space Council in Huntsville, Alabama. It can happen, but it will happen unless it will not happen unless we increase the pace. So I need to kind of speed it up. So it's like, okay, never mind. Okay, so Pence warned that if NASA can't put astronauts on the moon by 2024, we need to change the organization, not the mission. He cautioned that the space agency needed to transform into a more efficient organization, or else it will be replaced by private industry like SpaceX or some, whoever else, Virgin Galactic, might have to step up. We'll see. We're not committed to one contractor. If our current contractors can't meet this objective, then we'll find ones that will. If American industry can provide critical commercial services without government development, then we'll buy them. And if commercial rockets are the only way to get American astronauts to the moon in the next 5 years, then commercial rockets it will be, Pence said. And NASA's historic, in quotes, spacewalk, no longer all female due to spacesuits. We just talked about that. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine assured Pence that NASA would work hard to meet the deadline, expressing confidence that the SLS, or Space Launch System, would be ready for the job. And then we have some shots from the set of the moon landing. Okay, so you'd like to think that NASA would have figured this out a while ago. NASA hadn't been back to the moon since the early 70s, right around that time, right? There was 6 moon missions that they faked back then, and we haven't been back to the moon since. You know, apparently because we destroy the technology, and it will be a painful process to build it back. And we've all heard Don Pettit say that, but the idea that technology went backwards after all that time, like technology hasn't gone backwards in any other industry. You know, vehicles are faster, smarter, more proficient. Computers have shrank and gotten faster. This iPhone has more computing power than the supercomputer that supposedly put men on the moon back in the day. TVs used to weigh 75 pounds and have to sit on the floor. Now we have these little awesome flat screen TVs that are like 52 inches that, you know, somebody can carry with no problem. Um, Hang them up on the wall and all that. So the idea that they're just constantly having to pump out this propaganda. People have this idea that Trump is the you know, the good guy that's gonna turn the nation around, and he's going to take on the deep state. You know, the my Q people. Shout out to my Q people. I'm not mad at you. Believe what you want. You know, we all need hope in something, because if that's not real, then we're facing a more dire situation than we understand. If Q's a psyop, kind of screwed just a little bit. But some people believe that he's trolling NASA with this, like the whole push for Space Force. And now we have Pence saying that you know, they need to put a man back on the moon by 2024. That's not going to happen. So that's more of that kicking stuff down the road. You know, I used that analogy the other day, the idea of you know, being catfished. You know, we keep having stuff pushed back further and further. You know, every president you know, has promised to put men back on the moon. Yeah, we're going to, or go to Mars. It's either go to the moon or go to Mars, and every president's promised it, and none of them have come through since old Nixon, old Tricky Dick, who got impeached. And the it's not happening. It's not happening. It's BS. It's not going on. Um, it said Q is as legit as anonymous. I haven't heard much from let me see. It's a political move because within 5 is during the Trump second term. Yeah, and I believe that he will be elected again. Vegan, for real. I do believe that he'll be reelected. Yeah, so that's another one of those things. You know, we're being catfished. We're being catfished by these space organizations. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Don't worry. You know. Yeah, yeah. We got real pictures out here. Yeah, here's the picture. Here's the picture. Why doesn't this picture look like that picture? Can we see the real time of the Earth spinning? No, we can't see that. I'm saying that whole situation. That's what's going on right now. And that was one of those morning thoughts that I have. You know, I find that, you know, my thoughts are a little more clear in the morning. You know, after a workout and a shower, I'm driving with the, you know, not listening to anything, just, you know, letting thoughts pass through. And that was just something that came up. You know, I'm like, we're being catfished. We're being catfished by these space agencies, man. There's red flags all over the place. Like, what are you talking about? You know, um, so that, I mean, that's what's going on right now, folks. It's ridiculous. Um, there's another story to cover. I don't even know if I want to get into this one. It was U.S. detects a huge meteor explosion. This was something from like March 18th, but it's just more space propaganda. It's it's always coming out. There's always something to talk about. There's always some new inhabitable planet. We found a black hole somewhere, and you know it's always something. It's always something new. Let me look into the chat, see what's going on. Vegan said, "Whatever happened to that wall stuff?" Let me see. I think that's still kind of going on, but people aren't really talking about it. The far as I know, the big thing in politics right now is that, what is it? What's that thing? Oh yeah, the report from Mueller found that there was no collusion with Russia. Um, so at this point, people should be trying to demand answers from the mainstream media because they've been pushing this Russia collusion story for the last 2 years, like wall to wall coverage. Yeah, he was colluding with the Russians. He was doing this. He was doing that. Yeah, he was meeting with Russians and he was doing deals with Russians. And then this guy does a report and he's, working on this investigation for 2 years and finds nothing. So that's more pointing to the idea that that's more that I see vegan Ciati got some stuff going on. All right, y'all chat about this. It's grown people over here. Let me talk a little bit about that. Look, so here's the thing. Instead of what I'd like to see more of is logical discourse rather than calling people names and calling them shills or this or that. I like to think the idea of communicating face to face and having a discussion is still something that's necessary, and that's one of those things that I believe I expressed that a few weeks ago, and I like to think that a lot can be solved. A lot of things can be cleared as far as these different situations where this person's a shill, this person's a sellout, this person's a puppet, this person did this, they screwed this up. We need to talk about this stuff. Unless it's just a matter of wanting to cause discord between us, you know. Right. We can say that's because they're cowards and the chat gives them courage. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like being people being able to hide behind their screen or behind a keyboard, it gives people the idea, the ability to say some things that they otherwise would not say to somebody's face and do stuff that they otherwise wouldn't do on a screen. And the thing is, it's like there 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 could be discussion, between anybody if we'll just say, okay, you know what? Hey, I got some questions. I feel like we need to talk about this before you pass judgment on someone and say, this person's obviously a shill because blah blah blah. We could talk about this stuff, and that's my thing. And I was trying to do a lot of that in the early days, and I'm still willing to do that if somebody's got questions for me. I'll call somebody. It doesn't have to be live. It doesn't have to be out in front of everybody. We can have a chat. Let me see. Oh, let me give this guy some airtime. I'm gonna give this clown some airtime. Okay. There's this guy, Roger Anderson, on Facebook. Roger Anderson is so jealous of me. Roger has a kind of delusional ideology about himself. He feels like he's some sort of superhero. Refers to himself as Flat Man, kind of a narcissist, in my opinion. Because when you go to this guy's profile on Facebook, there's this picture he has in his background where it was one of his profile pictures. He calls himself Flat Man. He's trying to make himself a hashtag Flat Man, as if he's some kind of superhero. And what he does, he takes this picture of Batman and he puts the AE map on Batman's chest. And he likes to think of himself as Flat Man, like that. And he will try to call me out, saying that I'm a shill. Went live on Facebook talking about me a few days ago. And plays this video, this mashup of clips. Yeah, y'all remember when I went to LA? When Kevin flew me out to LA so I could be on, do the interview with him for ASCA. Still working on that video editing, by the way. Got more work to do. I'll probably be on that this weekend. And this clown plays this video mashup saying that I'm trying to be a superstar. That's not really the case. The thing is that I used to go to church with Kevin. He said that in the video. That's actually in the interview. We talked about that very briefly. I could pull up some pictures. We used to go to the same church for like years and years. Okay, I've known Kevin for a long time. Oddly, I ended up where I am. He ended up moving to LA and becoming a somewhat famous comedian. And he's doing a show called Aska, asking all kinds of different people about things. He did one, ask a drug dealer, ask a transgender person, ask someone on witness protection, ask a gang member, ask a former meth addict or so. I mean, he's had a lot of people on. So being that he and I used to go to the same church, when the idea was brought up of ask a flat earther, who did you think he was going to call? He still had my number. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, so look, so they take a bunch of snippets from that as if I'm trying to be like a big baller or something. I didn't pay for any of that. I didn't even ask for any of that. Okay, they flew me out. They had a driver come pick me up. They put me in a hotel. I paid for my own food while I was there, but I was only there for a day. But the jealousy in people like Roger and this other clown that actually made the video won't even go into this guy's name because he's too cowardly to even use his real name. These guys are trying to paint me as somebody who's trying to be like a a superstar or something. Now, here's the thing: the work that I've put in, pulling money out of my own pocket so I can fly to Alaska, buying lasers and all that, being out in the cold for hours trying to see a laser from that distance. Um, I mean, and we've been out on the water more times than we've actually made videos about. Don't get it twisted. We've done this a few times, and I'll sit here and I'll look. I won't even stream every time we go out there. We've been out there at least 3 times that we didn't go live, that I didn't do a video. We're out here trying to find lasers and all that, and got the cameras out and the flashlight, and it'll work sometimes, and sometimes it won't. We've been out there a few times, but the work that I've done, the experiments that I've done, that will cause people to say, hey, this is somebody that's actually putting out effort. Let me talk to this person. See what I'm saying? It's like you if you do the work, then somebody's going to actually want to talk to you. Roger hasn't done any work, so Roger isn't getting any calls for anybody to try to talk to him. That's the issue, and he's kind of salty about that, because what Roger did was took this little Batman character with the AE map on his chest, took that picture and took a picture of look like this busy street in New York, put that picture up on a big screen while there's people walking by. If you can imagine a busy street in New York, and then there's one building with this large advertisement on it, he superimposes this picture of Flatman on this screen. So Roger wants the spotlight, but he's mad at me for some reason or another. I keep calling him out on that. If he wants to talk to me, he could, but I don't think he wants to talk to me like that. Roger wants to have his name out there. So Roger Anderson, try to find that clown and see, look at his body of work. Anyway, hashtag Flatman. He wants to be a superhero. He wants people to call him Flatman. He wants to feel like he's making a difference. And this dude had to go live on Facebook to talk about me, but in the beginning, you see him smoking. He's like got a what a little pipe. He's smoking a bowl and drinking a beer. I'm like, you got to get drunk and high to talk about me, dog. Kind of lame. Anyway, I know, right? Said he probably want to date you, D. Yeah, I know, right? That dude. I'm saying it's like what Eminem say? When your fans become your haters, that might be it. Poor Roger. He'll be all right. Anyway, but yeah, what's going on in the chat, folks? Said that wasn't nice. It might be true though. I'm just saying. Let me see. Mag said, "What kind of laser do I have?" I got 2 lasers actually. I have a 3-watt laser and a 5-watt laser. One of which is a $450 paperweight actually, I actually bought a couple of those 5-watt lasers. I bought one long time ago, and the one that I had on the videos, y'all, if y'all remember that one, my big laser, I burned out the diode on that one, sent it back to China. That cost $70 to send the thing back. It got stuck in customs back in September, and I just got it back in the mail a couple weeks ago. So now I'm $520 into this laser, and it's just a paperweight. So if anybody wants to buy a nice, pretty paperweight, let me know. Um, or if you know how to fix a diode on a laser, hey, let me know what's going on. Shoot me an email or something. But let me see. Yeah, that's the lasers that I got, and I got another one to replace that one, and that's up there. I'm looking at it right now. That thing's got, I want to say, 18-mile range on it, I believe. Could be wrong, could be misquoting, but at any rate, um, what else is going on here? Hey, Deontay, he might be right though, man. He might be right. Let me see. What's up? What's up? Are there any questions? Let me see. Okay. Joe Smuckatelli says Charles Manson didn't kill anyone. Research it. All right. No telling. No telling. Do I have a project with Antarctica? No, I don't have a project with Antarctica. Now here's the thing. Um, we seem to be at this point in the discussion where I'm not saying that we like lost sight. It's not so much that going to Antarctica is going to prove whether or not we can actually go, or prove whether or not the earth is flat or a globe. What we're looking at as far as Antarctica, what a trip to Antarctica would do, or attempting to make a trip to Antarctica would do, is try to assess whether or not there's an edge, or is it an infinite plane. But at the same time, there's a situation with the Antarctic Treaty, and this thing was drawn up in 1959. Um, I believe it was 52 countries, and the restrictions on that trip. I mean, you can. There's a lot of people who will say that they went to Antarctica to visit, or they know somebody that went to Antarctica, and it's possible that you can go to Antarctica with a group, and you have to be guided, you have to be on a tour. There has to be a chaperone for you. But at some point, there's a line that you can't cross. There's a boundary that's protected by the military that you're not going to be able to keep going. If you want to go for independent exploration, you're going to have to fill out this form, submit that, and whoever you submit it to in your government, they're going to have to get back to you and say whether or not you're authorized to do so based on your justification to do so. So you can fill it out and say, I want to go to Antarctica for this, this, and this. And they'll say, no, that's not a good enough reason. Stamp, disapproved. So there's that. And then there's a filing fee. But I'm looking over this stuff. It's the one video that I always recommend to you all. It's by Taboo Conspiracy, Antarctica. Sorry, we're closed is the title. And just look at that. It's like a 30-minute video, goes into crazy detail as far as Antarctica. I'm always talking about that when with people who say go to Antarctica. It's not as easy as a lot of people think. You can't. There are no flights just going to Antarctica. I checked. I checked on Expedia the other day. You can't just take a trip. So me, being that I have a full-time job here in Washington, and limited vacation time, yeah, I'm probably not going to be taking an expedition to Antarctica anytime soon. Um, so no. Long story short, no. I'm not. I don't have any project with Antarctica right now. Okay. Let me see now. Flight around the tropics. That could be fun. Let me see. Going around the globe is going to prove there is no globe. That could be true. Did I notice that Taboo Conspiracy's channel got shut down? No, I didn't notice that. Seth, no, I didn't get around to watching your video just yet. I do still have that message though. Steve Ash, how am I doing? Good. Let me see. Do 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 do. I'm just scanning. I'm trying to see these things. Yeah, I didn't know that Taboo Conspiracy's channel got shut down. If his channel did get shut, that would suck if his channel got shut down. I'm like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Um, see, that's what's. Let me see. Once you reach a 500,000 subs, I don't think that's going to happen. Not at this rate, or it's going to be like, I don't know. NASA's going to put people on the moon before I get to 500,000 subs. That ain't going to happen. But yeah, I'm saying as far as my situation, man, I'm constantly watching these subscribers, and I'll like wake up and I'll do a screenshot in the morning, and then I'll check it out. Um, in the evening or the next day, and I'll do a comparison. And I mean, there'll be points where I'll start off one day with X amount of subs, and then I'll check it the next day, and I got like 10 fewer subs than I had the day before. Stuff like that. I'm like, that's kind of crazy, but anyway, we'll see what's up. Let me see. All right. Question everything's love. All right. Question everything. S Love says NASA says they found water on the moon. uh, they're always finding something. Always finding something. They couldn't make those little cotton plants grow though. Or that was the what was that? The Chinese? They were growing plants on the dark side of the moon. Is it? Let me see. Vlad on Flat Earth says there is nothing to prove. We all experience flat and fixed Earth, regardless of our beliefs or knowledge. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean it's just difficult to get people to understand that. And I mean that's one of those things that I kind of try to chat with people about, like, have you ever experienced the earth as a spinning ball? Have you ever actually seen curvature? And I can be out talking face to face with someone next to a large body of water. You see me do it, and they'll say, no, you don't know how big the earth is. So what I'm going to have to do, and I'm what I'm doing now, I'm getting into better practices as far as talking to people, because I mean I'm being more active with spreading the word. So um what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to incorporate into my activism and having these conversations with people, is asking them questions to get them to think, because I'm already thinking. I'm already out here, and they're experiencing cognitive dissonance while they're talking to me. So I need to ask them questions to get them thinking. Questions like, what's your best proof that the Earth is a globe? And they would say pictures or gravity, something like that. Um, Another thing, when people say the Earth is so big, I'm working on questions for that. Okay, so do you know how big the Earth is? And I guarantee we know more about the globe than the average Joe on the streets that will argue with you about living on a spinning ball. We know more about the globe. Do you know the circumference of the Earth according to the globe model? Well, no, it's 24,901 miles in circumference. Are you familiar with the curvature calculation equation? Mm, Uh, do you know that? No. And this is after they say, well, the Earth is so big, because this girl came up to me yesterday. I was at the golf course watching the sunset. This girl comes to me yesterday. She's like, well, the Earth is really big. I'm like, yeah, but it's not infinitely big. That's what I'm saying. See, the globe Earth, they messed up by actually trying to give us measurements, because if you're going to give us measurements as far as how big the Earth is, then you have to give us an equation to count, or to measure this number that you've given us. So we have the equation, and we go out and measure this stuff, and it fails 100% of the time. We're able to see too far with our zoom cameras, infrared, these IR cameras and all that. Jay Tolan Media killing it. We see things at distances way too far away. We're sending lasers across water. We're able to see buildings at distances that we shouldn't be able to see, lighthouses, things like that. It's well, this one dude, he was so convicted when I was at the waterfront yesterday, the day before. I didn't go live. I was at the waterfront just chilling. Still comes over here. He's like, "Nah, man. I'm saying the Earth is real big. It's like you can't see the curve." I'm like, "What if you can't see the curve because there is no curve?" Oh, nah, man. It's a globe. Okay. Like, come on, man. People kill me with that stuff. See, Adi, you said your wife is still a baller. Oh man, that's rough, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. That's rough times. Um, let me see. Oh, all right, we got some stuff going on in the chat. Who's causing trouble out here? Anyway, so are we talking about Logan Paul? I was going to talk a little bit about that. So Robbie Davidson's been on the attack as far as Logan and his little crappy little comedy piece that he put together, Flat Earth, to the edge and back. Well, Logan, he receives checks from Disney. That's his parent company, and he's a troll. He's been a troll. That's how he's known. He makes these videos for children. Basically, that's his audience. He's just doing stuff just to garner attention for himself and make money. I mean, he's like total troll, straight narcissist. I mean, there's nothing that he's got for us. All he did was give people a reason to come out and look at flat Earth. Like there was the guy Chris from the channel AMTV. AMTV. He came out as a biblical flat earther on his channel the other day, and I believe that his video has almost 100,000 views on it. And it was I can't remember the title of it. I shared it on Facebook, but this guy came out as a flat earther as a result of Logan Paul's video mocking flat Earth and the censorship of flat Earth by YouTube, because they came out with that statement back in January. They're going to start to reduce recommendations. He looked back. He looked into flat Earth because of the negative reinforcement, and negative reinforcement works too because of the censoring, because of the mockery. That's going to cause more people to look into it. AMTV has like 654,000 subscribers on YouTube, so he exposed flat Earth to a lot of people that otherwise might not have heard it. Just like that jackass Logan got out there and exposed flat Earth to a lot of people who otherwise wouldn't have heard about it. So that's what's going on. Yo, Jay Brown, what up, homie? That's what's going on right there. And let me see. Logan Paul is loved by the world. Case closed. Not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of the world. I mean, his humor is lowbrow, very lowbrow. I've watched some of his stuff, and I'm just like, it's not great. He's just trying to entertain children with his stuff. It's not funny. It's acting, and it's bad acting at that. But what Robbie's been doing, if I understand correctly, is trying to have him held accountable for the use of a minor in that video. And I mean, he has her face blurred out now. Has the minor children's faces blurred out now, but at the same time, I mean, they've already been. And Robbie had an interview with ABC, and they tried to get in touch with Logan Paul, and he wouldn't answer. He didn't want to have a chat with them. So he's feeling the heat from what he did. He knows what he did. He knows that he was wrong in how he trolled the conference and all that, and it really doesn't matter. But the truth is going to get out, and there's nothing that anybody's going to be able to do about it. Are we expanding as quickly as we'd like? I don't know. I really don't. I can't call it. I can't call it. I'm gonna do my part in this thing, and I'll continue to do what I can, do the best that I can. Get out and chat with these folks. Said he made millions. Yeah, he has made millions from his YouTube. Um, you know, I mean, just that video, that mockumentary that he did. I don't know how much he made from that. Like 3.5 million views on that thing. He's made some dough off of that one. Don't get it twisted. He's making dough. He's gonna make dough off of that. But still, it's the exposure, the stuff like behind the curve, the things like Logan Paul, the censorship from YouTube, all this negative stuff, the hit pieces by the media, the articles making fun of flat earthers, the stuff that's saying, oh, flat earthers are planning a trip to Antarctica, a cruise to Antarctica. No, that's not true, actually. What's going on is there's a cruise that's going to be leaving from Florida, and it's like it's kind of a laid back cruise. You probably want to know if I'm going. I haven't decided yet. I haven't even been invited. That's in 2020. I don't freaking know. Um, but yeah, Flat Assassin makes a good point there. Logan Paul made millions while Owen Benjamin gets demonetized. Not only did he get demonetized, YouTube actually said, oh, by the way, those super chats that you got for the last 2 months, yeah, we're not going to give you that either. So I don't know if they're going to be refunding the money to everybody that donated to him, but I've watched a few of Owen Benjamin streams, and if that dude, look, if that dude isn't getting his super chats for 2 months, they just screwed him out of a lot of money. Cause that dude, yo, trust me, he was probably upset about that. Probably really upset because he streams daily, or he was streaming daily. I don't know if he is anymore, but yeah, he's dude. Come on. I mean, he was killing it, and I would just sit there and I'd listen to what he has to say, and he would stream for like a few hours, and the super chats that came in for him were like substantial, and yeah, him having been screwed out of that for 2 months, that's rough times. That's rough times. It's like they got him good. They got him good for that, and all because he was calling out Jews. But that's craziness. Um, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Dimitri says, I think Logan Paul was threatened by the government and forced to use the opportunity to damage Flat Earth Awakening. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, I can. That's what we do. We think. I don't know. We'll think kind of critically. We'll try to assess the situation and look at it from either side. And what happens is, like, I look at it like these people who go against movements like Flat Earth, they get their control. They have their strings pulled in one of three ways. Either they're paid off, either they're blackmailed, like that they get. I'm saying, everybody needs money to survive. Either you got paid off, you got blackmailed, like, they get these people into these compromising situations. I've heard where they'll get you at like a party or something and film you doing some stuff that you otherwise would not want the public to see. And they'll say, well, if you don't, you're going to play ball, you're going to do this or that, or we're going to go ahead and show this video, and they'll pull you into the room and show you the video that you don't want the world to see and say, well, we can show everybody this, or you can do what we say. And most of the time, I'm thinking that they're like, okay, what you need me to do, and they'll do that. So it's either they get paid off, they get blackmailed, or they're threatened. Either they're threatened or their loved ones are threatened, something like that. So I think that's if there's any other ways that you can think of, go ahead and put it in the chat. I think there's like it boils down to like three different ways how these people are controlled. Flat Earth Hawaii, aloha. But yeah, so I mean, Logan might have. I don't know. but he's been working for Disney. You know, that's where he got his start. You know, making on this Disney show. I can't even remember what show. Saw it a while ago. I can't even remember. It's something about, you know, he started off making Vine videos, started making YouTube videos, got signed on with Disney. I can't remember the order. I didn't even know who this guy was a few months ago. It's kind of a douchebag, if you ask me. Kind of reminds me of that the dumb jock in high school, quintessential, as it were. Um, you know, hey, what's up, guys? You know, he looks like he used to like beat up nerds and all that. You know, I wouldn't have liked him if we went to the same high school, I'm sure. But there's no telling. Uh, hold up. Let me see. Wait. Okay. All right. Allow opinions if they're not disrespectful in the chat, please, moderators. Thank you very much. Yeah. So if he's with Disney, yeah, like you said, don't ask me. Something satanic if it is Disney. Facts. And then let me see. Yellow-eyed K9, Will Smith. Yeah, talking about Will Smith. Yeah, and you know, we all saw that discussion that Will Smith supposedly had with the astronaut with the like 4 second delay or something while Will Smith's in his little astronaut suit and he's chatting with the astronaut and all that. And I saw a video. It might have been on the Flat Earth Brothers channel. I could be wrong. I forget. And the astronaut, when he was done talking to Will Smith, he leaves the scene and then he like comes back down from the top, but you can see him fade in like live editing. Um, more trickery, more fakery with all that, but it's all good. Yeah, let me see. Cynical Skeptic said, I just found 100% proof fake of that last spacewalk, making a video now. Yeah, cool. That's what's up. Put that out. But yeah, you know, let's just keep putting information out there, exposing these knuckleheads, you know, every chance we get. Um, you know, we're attacking this thing from all sides, from all angles, you know, just trying to expose what we can while we can. You know, the internet may have taken a huge blow recently. There was something happened. I can't remember the particulars. There was something that came out in the UK, I believe. There was something that was passed. Yeah, it was kind of damaging to the internet. If I can remember that, I'll get back to it. But anyway, um, Logan Paul is part of Disney. Remember, Disney owns just about everything you can imagine, and they just recently bought a huge portion of Fox. Yeah, there is that. Oh yeah, Article 13, no memes in the UK. Yeah, okay. Yeah, is that what's going on? Uh, let me see. You know, Kip, I don't know. I don't know. I have to look into that. I mean, it is an opinion, though. It is an opinion. There. I mean, you know, try to have the discussion instead of suppressing, you know, someone's ability to chat about these things. Let me see. Okay, shout out to Ron Hagberg. Says there's a big FE meetup and tests at Lake Pontchartrain next Saturday, April 6th. I did get a text about that earlier this week. Probably should look into that and see what's up. Yeah, Flat Assassin says because memes override the censorship algorithms. Yeah, and that's something that's a pretty big deal. And memes are a good way to kind of you know, convey a message quickly because I mean words and pictures are going to work a lot faster. It's not that you're going to be able to post an article and everybody that sees this article on your Facebook feed isn't going to click on the article and open it up and read the whole thing. It's like if you have a meme, you got this quick little picture, you got a picture here, you got a few words up at the top, words at the bottom or on the side, or some arrows pointing, making, you know, memes work. I like memes. I like memes. I used to make memes all the time. I haven't made many lately. And there was one show where I was actually going to go through some of the memes that I've made and just point out some things. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there. A lot of good ones. Said I should come down to New Orleans. You know what, Ron? That ain't a bad idea. That ain't a bad idea. Uh, I don't know. I'll check out. I'll check out some. I'll check tickets. See what's up. New Orleans next Saturday. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'll look. I'll take a look. If tickets aren't too crazy, I might. I might. We'll see. Never can tell. But anyway, folks, I'm just hanging out. I'm just hanging out at this point. We're just relaxing. I'm just interacting with the chat. Just wanted to go over those couple stories, talk about a couple little things. Ron said, "I'll buy you lunch." That'd be cool. Do I get a drink with that? Oh man. But yeah, it's okay. Um, Shout out to Rambo Jambo says, "Who's Logan Paul? Is that the dude that has those makeup tutorials on YouTube?" I don't know. Does he do makeup tutorials? Might as well. I'm saying that dude's a freaking weirdo, Rambo, for real. I didn't even know who this guy was until sitting at the conference, then hearing about who was coming. I'm like, what? Makeup tutorials. Appreciate it, Rambo. Thanks for the shout out, man. What's up, my man Ted? All right, so yeah, folks, Ted Summers in the house. Hope you enjoyed me and Ted getting out there chatting with those folks. That was a fun time out on the water with Ted doing the activism. There was points where we had to kind of split up, where I end up talking to somebody off to the side. Ted's talking to this couple, and we're just trying to wake these people up. And what I believe is going to happen when there's like more than just a couple of us. Don't mind my nervousness. Nah, it's okay, Ted. I'm nervous too, man. Just you get used to it. It's all good. As there gets to be a larger crowd of us out there doing activism at the same time, there's going to be larger groups of people standing around asking questions. Because if it's just like when you see in these videos, it'll just be me, and then I'll get one or two people come by, and then maybe the group at one point. But there was a point where it was me over here talking to this one guy, Ted's talking to this couple, and then there's a couple other people that you couldn't see that were off camera. They were waiting to talk with us too. And I mean, it's just gonna be one of those things that it's just gonna grow as we have more people out there. So it's gonna be more of those things. What's up, Ike Diaz in the house? What up, my man Dre Midas? What's good? But yeah, as we get more people out there on the water, out doing activism, at the same time, it's probably going to draw a larger crowd because people are going to be walking by and they're going to be like, "What's going on over here?" And then they're going to just peek into the crowd and see the banner that says Earth is flat, and then they're going to stop and they're going to want us to ask some questions and engage too. So, just we're into my second week of activism type activities, and got my man Ted. Ted, there's this one guy. I'll send you a text after this. He wants to come and hang out with us and do some activism too. He left a couple comments on the last video that we did. Last name is VANNI. See if you can find that dude, and we'll probably hook up and hang out with him, or he'll come hang out with us and do that stuff. Anyway, let me see. Ninos100, please let me put a translation to this video. It's going to take me a few days and we will talk about it. If you can do it yourself with the drawings. What now? I'm going to have to check that video. I'm not sure. But yeah, Mr. Popzilla's in the house. What's going on? Okay, look. I'm about to go. Let me see. Yeah, all right. Okay. So anyway, go ahead and cut this thing short. Get on with my evening. Go get some snacks and all that for tomorrow, because I'll probably be in the van most of the day doing some work and getting ready for some activism on Sunday. Well, we should be starting a little bit earlier this time, and that was kind of my fault. Last time I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna be getting out there about 2 o'clock," and it was about 1:30, and I'm still in Tacoma, so we were way behind. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. Chances are we'll be back at one of these spots in Tacoma and see, you know, what we can do with this thing. We'll probably be out there a little bit longer. I need to go get another another charger for my phone. I lost one of my external battery chargers for the phone, so I need to go get another one of those. Add a couple more pictures and things to my iPad for this stuff. My man Zane dropping bars in the chat. Hold up. Let me read this. Zane is back and it can't be tracked. Got 62 tracks, and I never rap whack because my rhymes get stacked back to back with the hardest max that ever had the knack to be head of the pack. My man Zane does his thing. I'm gonna have to get with Zane. Try to get with Zane on a track one of these days. I'm looking to do more music. Actually, I've been thinking about that too, writing some rhymes down. We'll see what's up. At any rate, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and you know, get back to trying to make something happen out here. But all right, folks, sure appreciate you coming to hang out for this extra short edition of the wrap up. There's more stuff going on. All right, Mr. Popzilla says, keep it up. Sure will. Thank you. Sure appreciate it, man. Shout out to you. Thank you. Appreciate you, Redbone. All right, Dre. See you all. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. We'll try to get out here and you know, flat smack some folks on camera. Reminds me I gotta check to see what's up. Maybe might go out to Louisiana next week for this laser test. I like the idea of that. You know, I'm all about some field testing. But it's in that Lake Pontchartrain, that'd be dope. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and get out of here, folks. You all have a great weekend. I'll be back Sunday with my man Ted, doing some activism, and yeah, we'll see you then. As always, be good to each other. Take care of yourself. Stay flat. See you next time. Thank you.